It's right.
Hello, everyone, and happy January, happy New Year's. My name is Emily, and today I am here to show you a junk journal that I have recently completed, or actually stopped working on about 5 minutes before I posted this because I could work on this book forever, it seems. My Etsy store is called Yesterday's Stash, and I'll be posting this book in my Etsy store. The purpose of the book was to put some positivity statements in the pages, and also a theme of women and portraits. So I'm calling this particular junk journal Lady in Blue, because this is a postcard that I purchased when I was at the National Gallery of Art in London several years ago. And I just thought, oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful, beautiful color, the blue, and then the background, and then the woman's face. So anyway, that's what this is going to be called, Lady in Blue. And there will be other pictures of women from time gone by. I should have said that, women, portraits or pictures of women from time gone by. So the book is actually about 9 inches by 6 or 6.5 if you include, or even 7 if you include the lace. This is a beautiful piece of lace that I was able to find at my thrift store, and 99% of what I use for my books are items from the thrift store. So, but this pink or mauve or however you want to call it went so well with this paper. And then I put this fabric on it that has the pictures of floral pictures or flowers. And then this is the back. This is just a piece of scrapbook paper that I saw that I liked in my scrapbook pages. I'm constantly going through them to try to find the best picture. And what I've done with this is I've crossed it over so you do have a pocket, a deep pocket that you could put things in. I'm kind of keeping this up here so that the Lady in Blue's picture would show. And I've got it wrapped or enclosed with a really, it's a glitter shiny kind of ribbon that is maybe 1.75 inches wide. It doesn't have the wire in it, and I just liked it because it kind of had a little bit of a glitter. It's sort of a gray color. But you can take this apart, because with the leftover ribbon that I had, I did make I took a large rubber band and I sewed around it so that you could actually, this could be used as a second a way to enclose the book if you want. You know, my vision for the books that I make are that you can just enjoy it, looking at it, having it be maybe a coffee table book or a book that you put by your nightstand. I always try to include lots of places for journaling. Some of us want to journal every day, pages and pages, and others of us just want to have a little short piece or place to put a short piece about something that went on in our day. So the book is 3 signatures, and it's a total of exactly 100 pages, front and back. 50 pages, and then when you front and back, or total page sides, you've got exactly 100. And I've got some little pockets on the front and the back, so that you could use it for, for storing things. The book is pretty fat. It's got that crocodile, and I don't typically try to have books that have the crocodile wants to, do this. But this particular book just turned out that way, and I think that if you took out the tags and the things that go on. I've got, in the book, I have over 50 unattached tags in the book. So if you took those out, and then I also have over 30 attached, and I have over 10 charms that come out of the tags here that I have put on with, with an eyelet right there. This is an angel wing. This is a pocketbook, an umbrella. I've got one that says live your dream. It's one of them is a crown, a fan, a key, just all sorts of things in here, which are attached by these garment pins that you could definitely, take these off and put them someplace else. So in the inside of each of my signatures, I have put a little tab right here. And most of the color involved in the book is going to be pink. And I do use a lot of the digital kits from Etsy sellers, and I usually list all the Etsy sellers that I've purchased from in the description box of all of my journals. And on blank pages like this, I like a cluster. I either go with 3 or 5 combinations, of things. In fact, this one would be, the actual tab or tag. Then this is a little leaf. This is a piece of lace, and this is some of that eyelash trim, and then I've got a little red piece of bling in there. On the very front, I have included this book is from the Library of, and this is a little fold out that says Ye Old Tea Room, and then this is a piece of stationery or a card that you can pull out and use for your own purposes. And if we go through the book, notice that I do have quite a few pages that I've tried to keep for journaling purposes. And here are 2 pictures of women from time gone by. One is she's with a child, and the other is she's with they are exchanging roses, it looks like. So this is a tag that I made. A lot of my book is machine sewing because I like to sew on my sewing machine every day. So all of this is going to be machine sewn, and that also cuts down on the amount of glue that I can use. This is using acetate to make sort of a little belly band across here to hold a couple of tags, and I've also included where I could paper clips to hold the tabs in place. So that's going to be what that is. Some of the paper that the Etsy sellers is just absolutely beautiful, and I will have a picture. Like I say, I will let you know who some of these are. But this is a piece of vellum that has music and a dictionary page. This is where I took pink cardstock, not cardstock, but pink paper, probably 24 pounds. And I put it on a table in my backyard, and I put a plastic tablecloth over it, and then I just poured coffee on it, and I did a little bit of rolling pin to roll it down really tight. And then after about 4 or 5 hours, depending on the weather and the type of weather we're having, I've been able to come out with some really beautiful designs. Now I'm thinking about what other kind of designs that I could put on paper to give it a really neat finish. Here's another picture of a woman, and this is a type of, I got this list of quotes from an Etsy seller. It says, "Be the change you want to see in the world." This is just a tag with heart. lots of different laces. I have an exorbitant amount of laces, and I have just used quite a few pieces for borders on books, on book pages. This is where I actually was able to run off copies of some positivity statements that I got from an Etsy seller on a kind of a scrapbook paper that doesn't have a really busy finish, and it turns out really nice. And this is actually blue paper that I added a backing to for tags or whatever. And then this is another set that I ordered from an Etsy seller. It says, "In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity." So I have just learned from the people who purchase my books that they really like having the positivity statements. So whatever the theme is of the book, I'm going to always have some positivity statements in them. This is actually something that I'm able to find at my thrift store as well. And this was a really long piece of maybe linen that a person had just done all kinds of little motifs on. And so I'm able to take them out, and they fit perfectly on a page and are just so nice to look at. This right here is wildflower tag. This is where I did some napkin collaging. Put a little frame up here for it as well. Just a great number of different opportunities. Taking a little piece of a picture that just has a touch of blue, and then adding some blue trim to it. This is an actual Tim Holtz charm that I used a kind of a filter paper and found some really interesting trees and cut them out. I'm really a big user of magazines, and I'll show you the two. I usually use more than one magazine in more than one book, but today I am going to show you two that I used in this. So just keep on moving. You can see the design in the coffee dyed paper. This is also a picture, a set of picture of a boy and girl in time gone by. Another picture of a woman in time, beautiful woman in time gone by. Now this actually has 3 different laces on it, or 3 different. This is an actual ribbon, and then this is a thinner ribbon, and then this is a lace, and I was able to put them together on a piece of acetate and make a pocket out of it. So that's the first signature, and I put a piece of lace, lavender purplish lace here. This is a beautiful piece of blue, and so I was able to find this. Actually, this page here came from a date book, or a book that a person would use to give their calendar for the year. And I found it at my thrift store, and it hadn't been written in, so it was like a couple of dollars. Beautiful pictures and sentiments also in here. So that was an especially good find, and that's how I get ideas for what to put in these books, is by going to my thrift store, going to thrift stores and seeing what is there. This is wallpaper, and then I added some lace to it. This is a one of these stick pins that says life, which I will make sure that I put that. I don't want the point sticking out. And did some hand stenciling, some And this is a deck of cards that I found called Van Gogh and Friends. And it's pictures of all different kinds of probably, you know, during the Renaissance period when many of these people were learning art and learning, getting to know each other. This is a Cezanne print. More pictures of women. This women, musicians. One's playing a harmonica and one's playing a harp. And then this is where I, because I love to sew, I found interesting ways to put strips of fabric together, unraveling it. And so I used about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different strips and sewed them together and made a heart. I'd love to make hearts. They're so much fun. Another picture of a woman having tea with a monkey. And this is where I just took a piece of tissue paper and kind of scrunched it up and sewed on the side. This is beautiful for journaling on, using fabric strips, not just for making those little hearts, but also for on the end. And also this is a fabric strip that I pleated and used for a pocket lining. And then this one is a tea bag. And what I did was I took the tea bags and I attached them to a piece of cardstock. Then I added a little bit of Mod Podge that has a color in it. It's a glossy kind of, and I made it into a pocket. That makes a nice tag to slide down in here. Just lots of different fun things. This is also a heart that I've kind of done a little collaging on. These were where I used seashells to make tags. Put a backing on it with lined paper. And this is where I actually took hole punches and punched holes. Good things are going to happen. And did some staining and different colors on that. This is where I showed you the book. One of the books that I used. And the book that I used this is an article about teddy bears that was so cute. And it's all this information about different bears and where they came from. And I just am really taken by this magazine, Daphne's Diary. And I have several of them. And I have gotten them from thrift stores, but also I have actually, bought them new just for my own enjoyment. This is their table of contents, and you can look up here and see where the teddy bear article is. And this book has just a number of different opportunities for you. Not only does it have vibrant pictures in it, but it also has interesting articles, just like the one that I chose on the teddy bears. It has great ideas for journaling. If you wanted to have a journal on recipes or good food or colorful foods, if you wanted to have, they include, lots of really pretty pictures that you can use. And then they also include, and you can see I've cut this book up pretty bad. This one is, has summer holiday stickers, so it's from last summer. And it also has now pictures of homes in it. And it also includes like little examples of little projects that you can do. They include the patterns for it. These are some cardstock art recipes. So just have really enjoyed. You can also find these little cards, tag cards in them. Plus, maybe I've cut it out of this one, but there's also some interesting pages that you can use for some of the pages in your, some pages for your journal. So it's just a really great, great book. So I chose the one on teddy bears, and I was able to stick that in there, and then take the article about on the teddy bear that they wrote and put it here. This is that Victorian velvet, I think it's what it's called, is the stain, the Ranger stain. This is where I took a dictionary page and put some lace on it, and then some words, and I've been able to find words in several of the thrift shops, or several of the Etsy sellers. And pictures of magazines. I'm forever finding old magazines and pictures as well. And this is a piece of old lace that I got from a friend who was emptying out her house after her parents moved out, and she stayed there, and now she's in a nursing home. And she was going through her, years of sewing, and found all kinds of interesting pieces of old lace and trim and things of that nature that I've been able to use. This is another one of using the seashells. Kate Greenway, I believe that's what that is from. This is a symbol for the word love in Chinese that I was able to stamp into stencil. It's a lot of fun to put these books together, all kinds of ideas, and the ideas are just endless. In fact, I've been going through, and I'm going to list every idea that I can think of, like coffee stain, or glittering, or dictionary pages. This is also from that Daphne's Diary. The same issue has a really pretty little saying on today. And then I think later on I did the same thing, which I'll find that. But this book here is a beautiful book called English Country Gardens. English Country Gardens by Ethne Clark and Clay Perry. And it just has beautiful full-size pictures that you can use the front and the back. And it's nice glossy paper. I just can't get enough of this book. Have been pulling pages out to use with some of my books. So those are the two books that I've used. I usually always have to use at least one book and information or contents out of. Went through a phase where I really wanted to take a picture of every castle that is in England. I'm an Anglophile. I love England, London, the whole. I've been following Jane Austen for years, gathering things from her. Have made quite a few Jane Austen. But this is actually, it's called Hever Castle, and it was the childhood home of Anne Boleyn. And I just like reading about it, what year it was. This is a tag that I made from a piece of file folder. This is the other article that I saw in the Daphne's Diary, with just a real pretty little sentiment on it. It makes it with flowers. So there's all kinds of different ways to take a book and embellish it. This is actually where I took and typed on my old typewriter. I typed out this Maya Angelou statement and put it on this tag. And then this is some what I call grocery list paper. And I have found quite a few of these at my thrift store. And I have folded that, put it in here so you can kind of make and take it with you. 2 more tags. Just a lot of fun to make these books. This has been a, I was very fortunate to be able to find this beautiful lace that goes so well with this pink. So again, the name of the book is Lady in Blue. And my Etsy store is Yesterday's Stash. It's all one word. If you just go to Etsy and put Yesterday's Stash, all, 2 S's, Yesterday's and then Stash, all together, then my my book will be for sale in that store. So thanks so much for coming along this journey with me, watching as I just have a great time with making these books. So we'll talk again soon.